And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again another day committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you just a bit more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We love to entertain, educate, and engage. So how can you do that? You reach out to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Just call or text the hotline. We greatly appreciate all those who support the show. They support our show partners, all of our expert contributors, by calling into the hotline and saying, hey, Brandon, I'd love to get paired up with a great mortgage partner. I'd love to talk to your credit expert. I'd love to talk to your home service providers. I'd love to talk to your business coaches. How can we help you? How can we serve our community? And we'd love to hear that. 813-750-0550. Call or text the hotline, consumerqb.com, consumerqb.com. We got a great lineup for you today as well. Later on in the program, you're going to hear from my buddy Captain Will Smith, a little update on the Falling from the Sky movie that we're working on and bringing that to fruition. We've got Sam McCown as well in studio. He's an executive coach, speaker, and trainer, as well as Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man. Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, on the program today. And before we jump into that, I want to let you know about Tampa Bay's Best Career Fair coming up on Wednesday, October 20th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Largo Event Center in Tampa Bay, 6340 126th Avenue. Wednesday, October 20th, 6 to 8 p.m., Tampa Bay's Best Career Fair coming up. Now, a lot of our expert contributors, business owners we talk to have been looking, saying, hey, I'd love to fill some positions. We're looking to hire. We want to bring on people into our organization. We want to grow our company. So Tampa Bay's Best Career Fair coming up on Wednesday, October 20th. Save the date. Add it to your calendar. 6 to 8 p.m. Largo Event Center. We're going to have a DJ, beverages, food and beer and wine. A lot of good time at the Largo Event Center, centrally located right there in Pinellas County. Tampa Bay's Best Career Fair. Please save the date. Spread the word. And, of course, if anybody's looking for a job, hey, there's a great place to be. All right, we want to let you know about one of our expert contributors here as well, Discovery Golf Cars. Whether you're planning for recreation or business, it seems like everybody's getting a golf car these days. Lots of makes and models available. They've got the Easy Go, Star EV, Cushman. They offer new and pre-owned. You can rent or buy, and they offer financing and mobile repair. Tampa locations, Clearwater locations. Check them out online, discoverygolfcars.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right. Let's go. Let's in studio here. Let's make our introduction. Sam McCown, Alive and at Peace Coaching. Welcome in, sir.
How you doing today, Brandon?
I'm blessed and highly favored, my friend.
I am doing better than I deserve.
I stole that one from Les Brown, and that one came from
Dave Ramsey.
Dave Ramsey. That's right. So, yeah, man.
Some of the best quotes.
What are you going to talk about today?
Well, when I start working with a client, one of the first things I ask them is, what do you want in life? What do you want? And I get I want security. I want money. I want happiness. I want fame. I want power. They have all these great words, but they have no idea about how they want to go about getting it. They have no plan. Well, I want to be able to retire at such and such an age. Okay, so what do you have in your retirement account? Have you talked to a financial planner? Have you sat down and, no, well, I'm so busy running my business. Well, yeah, you're too busy working in your business, and you're not working on your business. I have a couple of friends I'm working with, and they finally got it. It's like, I'm too involved in the business. I need to work on the business.
That's right.
And I'll tell you, the worst industry for that is hospitality and restaurant industry.
Oh, I bet.
They're so busy in the business, and they can't see the forest for the trees. They can't understand why they keep turning over managers. And it's not pay. I'm telling you, it's not pay. There's a whole lot of things you can do with restaurant owners, general managers of hotels and places like that to make sure they stay around without the big bucks. Okay, they will stay for other things, but these owners, don't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
And if you take care of your people, you train them right, you give them the right tools, you give them, like Thomas King was just in here, right? And I know you've had Jason Nastasio on here. Their employees are empowered.
Yeah.
They don't have to feel like, I got to go talk to the manager because the French fries are cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, you go into almost any restaurant in Tampa Bay, and if the French fries are cold, they're getting the stinking manager.
Yeah.
And that's a lack of empowerment.
Exactly.
And so that restaurant owner, he ain't never going to retire.
Right.
Because he hasn't empowered his people. And so those are some of the things I look at when I go into businesses, because my job is to let them, to help them see what they can't, won't, or aren't willing to see.
Yeah, that's important. Absolutely. So we're going to dive deep into that with Sam McCown, Alive and at Peace coaching here on the program. I want to go to the phones as well. Introduce Fred Muth, Tampa, Screens and Aluminum.
Sam, you're a tough act to follow, buddy. I don't know what I'm going to do now. Now I got nothing to talk about. You covered it all.
Tampa Screen.
That sounds good. Yeah, I agree with everything Sam said. Anyway, back to Tampa Screens. We're extremely busy. I'm sure you're seeing that in your business, Brandon. Every time you pick up a listing, sell it, make a new sale on a property, of course, what do they want? They want a screen enclosure. They want the in-between space between the inside and the out. And on an average, I believe I'm getting about 60 to 80 leads a week right now. And, it's just not something that I can handle all of them in a timely manner. It's a little frustrating, but it's great to know. It's a good time to be in the aluminum construction business. It's a very good time to be in any business related to the housing market. And especially down here in Florida, it's on fire. And I go back to 02, 03, 04, and that's very similar. It was on fire then, and boy, it's just burning hot right now. I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's rocking and rolling right now in the real estate industry, residential specifically. Vacant land selling. A lot of my vacant land parcels are selling. Properties are just hot right now. People are looking to invest, especially some of those Airbnb type properties. Commercial, a little bit different game. Just varies on what sector of that commercial space. Fred, so when you are talking to your customers, and you're talking about your products, you got the Tampa Screens and Aluminum, that in between space, wonderful opportunity for people to fully enjoy their residential properties. What are some of the talking points that you come up with and misnomers?
Well, I like to recommend the basic, simple product that's worked for years. However, if they are interested in something a little unusual, I'll offer them the panoramic view product, because that's a nice item. That's the view where you can eliminate many of the uprights and the chair rail on any of the three walls, or actually four walls if it were a freestanding cage. But a lot of times the homeowner will opt for the panoramic view for the rear wall only, because the backdrop of their property is on a lake or a golf course or something of that sort. And it's really a nice concept. I'm going to guess 6-7 years, maybe 8 years, it's been available. And I got into this business in 1992, and people wanted it back then, and there was just no engineering for it. And when it finally, hit the market, the engineering was approved. People really like it, and they buy it. It's much more expensive because there's different beam work and upright work and different type of fabric that you have to use. So you do pay the upgraded charge. But again, I start out with offering the basic product, and most of the time when I get to the job site, a homeowner will have done their research and they know basically what they want. And I don't want to leave with a signed contract ever without always discussing the other options that are available. That's just not fair to the customer, because if there's upgraded options that are available, you've got to present them before they choose what's on the contract, what we've agreed to build. And it's a basically the enclosure business it's fairly simple when it comes to the engineering and construction. However, it takes a very talented individual to do the installation. It's not something that everybody out there can do. Try to roll that fabric yourself sometime, and you'll see how difficult it is to push the fabric into the spline groove, and keep it nice and tight and not put bellies and ripples in it. That's the art.
Right.
And I watch these guys do it. I'm just amazed at it. They're very, very talented. They're not like your average construction man who is a framer or whatever. Not that I'm denouncing them people. However, that's not the same type of installation. That the aluminum construction installation process is 4 steps above what the average Joe can do on a job site. And I've always tipped my hat to the installers in our industry, because it's, you got to do it, continue to do it, and make it work. And Richard Pulse owns the company, and he has had some of the installers, he's had them for many, many years, so they're very happy there. And Richard will do what he can to keep them, because they're very good. And I say that out of all honesty. I do really respect the installations. When I sell a job and it's completed, I get nothing but compliments from the homeowners, and that's a real plus.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're talking with Fred MUTH on the program here. Tampa Screens and Aluminum, longtime friend of the program. And Fred, what are you seeing in the labor sector? You mentioned your talented installers, and what are you seeing out there in terms of the labor?
Well, there's not enough labor. There's not enough materials to keep up with the demand. The demand is very, very high at this point. And if there were 15,000 good installers 20 years ago, there's still 15,000 good installers. And the workload is times 10. I mean, that's where we're at with it. When you sign a job today, you have to be very honest and upfront and explain the time frame. And when you tell them it's a couple of months in some cases to get a permit, and then a couple of months later, hopefully the project will be completed, weather permitting, and materials, depending on whether or not the materials are available or back ordered. And our world right now is nothing but a back order. Everything's back ordered, whether it's aluminum work, whether it's car parts, whatever it is, clothes. You just can't get what we used to get in a big hurry any longer. And in our industry, a guy signs a contract in September. In reality, he's not going to get that product completed until sometime after the first of the year.
Right.
And that's a little heartbreaking for some of these homeowners. They move here from New York or Philly, whatever, and they, of course, everybody wants everything in a hurry, and I understand because I'm from up in that area myself. They buy the house, they make the transaction work. They're in their new house now. They want the in between space, and I have to tell them it's going to be maybe 4 to 6 months to get it done. The looks on their face.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sad. Well, I just had an incident with my car. My car broke down, and it goes in the shop, and the guy just calls me. He goes, he's not going to let it out. He says, but it's not right. He says, it won't be right till we get the part. I go, well, when's the part coming? Nobody can tell. It's back ordered. It's been back ordered for 4 months. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Thanks to our wonderful government and the folks that locking us down, and the supply chain being thrown off, all that good stuff, all the politics. But we got to take a quick break here. When we come back, more with Fred MUTH, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Sam McCown as well is in the house, alive and at peace, coaching executive coach here on the program. Later on, we're going to hear from our friend Captain Will Smith Aviation, talking about Falling from the Sky, the movie coming out. We'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you check us out online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Hey, Margie here with the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. If you're buying, selling, or investing, please give us a shot. We would love to help you. We are a top 1% ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay, and you can reach us at 813-750-0550. Call or text 813-750-0550. ConsumerQB.com.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, we're back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Got a hot property listing here in Tampa Bay, 117 14th Street in Bel Air, Florida. Beautiful property on the beach. Now, this is a double lot with a private pool home. Beautiful property, almost 2,800 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, private pool, gourmet kitchen, jetted air bathtub, temperature-controlled wine closet, covered lanai, and it's minutes from the beach. You walk out the road, you walk down to the end of the street, and you have access there to the private beaches. Beautiful Tampa Bay area right here in beautiful Tampa Bay, and this property is 117 14th Street in Bel Air Beach, Pinellas County. Sugar Sand Beaches, Dolphin-Filled Waters, great place to live, work, and play right here in Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Somewhere sunny and 75. And I had a great weekend over at the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. My wife and I went down for a little R&R, enjoyed the beach time and the poolside time. 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant, and they are just a great hotel, great place to go and enjoy some downtime, whether you're planning a local staycation or an out-of-state vacation. Reach out to the Bilmar Beach Resort, book directly, let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Talk to Clyde Smith, he's the general manager, and let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the show. All right, executive coach, speaker, trainer, Sam McCown, Alive and at Peace Coaching. So, yeah, thinking about what kind of how you let in people, they come up with the want, and then it comes down to like, what's your goals and what's your plan to get there?
Right. I have to give you a classic example. I have a really good friend. He's passed away. His name was Jimmy Fun. Owned a restaurant up in Wyoming. He had this plan, and he had all these partners, and Jimmy was the ultimate planner and restaurant owner. I mean, I loved working with him, except for the fact that my meetings with him were Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock.
Oh, boy.
Now, the upside to that was it was family dinner time. So
Yeah.
I was his only salesperson who had family dinner. And you would not believe the Chinese food that these guys could cook that was not on the menu. Anyway, I'm making the story way too long. Jimmy had a plan. And he got the things that he wanted. He bought the properties that he wanted. He got his pilot's license. And when you're a private pilot like that, just imagine now, Jimmy's Chinese. He was flying into Salt Lake City wearing an old World War II flying cap and a scarf. Unfortunately, the president was in Salt Lake City, and he violated airspace. And pretty soon, 2 F-15s from Hill Air Force Base are right there.
Oh,
now
boy.
think of what those pilots and those F-15s were thinking when they see this guy over there, because he's just trucking along. But anyway, Jimmy was always planning for the future. And I asked him, I said, so, who's going to take over the restaurant? He says, well, we'll find out Wednesday night. I said, oh, would you rather I didn't come? This was going to be an intense family discussion. He says, oh, no. He says, you're a part of this.
Nice.
So I walked in, and we're having dinner, and Jimmy finally pops it. He had 3 boys. He said, who's going to take over the restaurant? And one kid was going to the University of Wyoming to become a lawyer. He was working with Gerald Spence at the time. And then the other boy was going to the University of Nebraska. He wanted to be an accountant. And the youngest was going in the Army. Jimmy said, okay, it's done. Sold the restaurant within a week.
Wow.
But that was his plan to get out. Either it's here for one of the boys if they want it.
Yep.
Or we're done. We're retiring. And that's what he did. When he left, his expertise and the way he ran, they lost all the chefs because he took care of them, and new people come in, didn't quite take care of them. And it never was the same.
Right.
But he had a plan. He knew what his exit plan was. He would have stayed around and mentored the boys if they wanted to keep it.
Yep.
But when they said no, okay, There was no hesitation. He had an exit plan.
Yep.
Most people today don't. They have no idea what they really want. They don't know how they're going to get out of what they're doing.
Right.
And if they want the business to be a legacy, then you have to have a plan.
Right.
Now, if you want the business to just close, okay, fine. But if you've worked 20, 30 years to build a profitable business, don't you want that as a legacy?
Right. Yeah, your name and your brand, that's going to go forward.
Yes.
That's one of the decisions I made when kind of starting my real estate. It's Platinum MVP team. Hey, that could be sold one day.
Exactly.
It's not the Brandon Rhymes TV show, radio, real estate, and then the brand, the quarterback show. Hey, that you never know.
That can be sold.
That could potentially. It's a brand that's not tied to an individual.
Right. And that's what a lot of folks don't get. It's one thing to okay, for the example, the John Maxwell team.
Right.
Well, John is the figurehead.
Yep.
Okay. There is a whole executive team behind him, and there's a bunch of coaches and everything else. But that business was just sold. It was just sold, and the principals, one of the principals, sold his share to somebody else in the company, and then backed away. Okay, and so that's something that can happen. But if you don't have a plan for that,
right,
then it's never going to happen, and you die in place.
Yeah.
And who wants that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And like you say, you've got the consumer quarterback, you've got the MVP Platinum, and you can always change hosted by.
Right.
But if you don't plan for that, I don't know. I know my kids don't want to do what I'm doing. They didn't want to be in the restaurant business. They didn't want to have anything to do with that. And I'm just fine with that. I've got an attorney, I've got a radiologist, and I've got an accountant. So, and they're happy with what they're doing.
Right.
So my plan is just a little bit different.
Yeah. I love it. You think about being successful too. I've got, you look at the haves and the have-nots, those that had a plan, and even some of the biggest companies, you hear the same names like Amazon and those types of things. But first of all, it starts with the belief, right? You got to believe it before you can achieve it, and then two is come up with that plan, action plan. What's the strategy? What are your skills? Who do you need to surround yourself with? And then number three would be follow through. Just stick to itiveness, right?
Number two, I really love. Who are you're going to have around you?
Yeah.
What's your plan, and who are you going to bring in?
Exactly.
Because if you're the smartest person in the room, you're destined to fail. I've said that many times on here.
Yep.
And two people are better than one. And when you can have a collaborative, and maybe the term mastermind group has been overused, but when you have 4 to 6 people around you to bounce ideas off, get in a room and talk about things, great things happen.
Yeah.
And you may not always be right, but the other 4 or 5 people may be able to help you see the direction you should go.
Yeah.
I'm working with a guy who's writing a book. It's called The Diet Rebel, and you'll meet him here in a few weeks. I'll bring him down. It's he has a team to help him with the launch. We've got a plan, and the plan is to hopefully get it to like between 50 and 100 reviews before it drops live on Amazon, which will put it right up there. But it's not a diet book. And so to try and explain it to people, we've come up with a little bit of a strategy. And Brian really, it talks about his struggle. He lost 100 pounds and kept it off. But it started with a vision at 100 pounds overweight to run a marathon.
Wow.
Now, so he had a plan and he stuck to it. And the book is written more on a novel side. And it's not a diet. And people
it's more of a lifestyle.
It is it's a whole lifestyle thing, and that's when dieting. That's the biggest thing anyway. It's a lifestyle change. But he has a plan, and we're working it. And have we? We've shifted.
Yep.
And you have to be ready to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Discipline, the ability to make yourself do what you should do, whether you feel like it or not.
Absolutely.
I love that definition. And you also think about discipline, with Jesus, 12 disciples, discipline and this root word of that.
Right. Well, he started off with, he sent out 70 to begin with.
Yeah.
Then he had 12, and he had the 3, and he had the 1.
We're going to take a quick break here. More with Sam when we come back. Sam McCown and Live and at Peace Coaching. Also, Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Quick break here. We'll be right back.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Yeah, he's there.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Really blessed to have so many great show partners and friends associated with this program. Folks calling in, kind of what we call our P1 listeners, people that listen to the show all the time, call in with words of encouragement and supporting our show partners. We just really appreciate everybody that does. 813-750-0550. Call or text the hotline. It's an off-air number. Anything you need related to real estate, credit, finance, estate and tax planning, of course, the legal profession, all types of great home services, self-defense, business coaching, and more. We can help you win in all those categories. You just have to reach out. 813-750-0550, consumerqb.com. Of course, follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, Consumer Quarterback Show page as well on Facebook as well. And I want to give a quick shout out to Replenish IV Solutions. I was sitting around last week and not feeling great, not completely sick to where I wanted to call in and not come into work and that type of thing. But I just called up Replenish IV, sent them a text and said, "Hey man, can you have your nurse come over and deliver one of these vitamin infusion drips?" Sure, no problem. So he set it up. Came in and hooked me up, got the vitamin infusion drip right at home, and all the good stuff, the B's, the C's, all the vitamins in there. And of course, these days everybody's looking to boost their immunity, and it's a safe and effective way to restore your body's crucial systems by simply just sitting back and relaxing. If you go to their locations, they've got a Gandy location, they've got a location up on Carrollwood as well, and I believe Wesley Chapel now, but they can also come to you. Replenish IV Solutions. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, so you can take them up on those special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we've got a hot listing for this segment. I want to let you know about a new property, 722 Pruitt Road on Madeira Beach over on the beaches. This is a beautiful duplex, Pruitt Drive, that is, right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. This is a duplex. You got 2 bedrooms, 1 bath on one side. Unit B has 1 bedroom, 1 bath. About 1,500 square feet, duplex on the beach. Deep water access with a large dock as well. So you take your boat, you go out, and you're in the deep water fishing very quickly. 95-foot lot. So this is a large lot. Most lots in that area are 50 to 60 feet wide. This one's 95 foot along the seawall. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we got Sam McCown in the house, alive and at peace coaching. We were just finishing up or talking about a story there, some major points, and then the break got in the way.
Yes.
Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. I'm going to come back to Fred here in a moment as well, but I wanted to let Sam kind of finish up those thoughts. We were talking about the Jesus and the 12 disciples, and the word discipline, and the self-discipline, the ability to make yourself do what you should do, whether you feel like it or not. Too many people let their feelings get in the way, don't they?
They do, and they have no way for accountability.
Right.
And so, I work from home. My mother-in-law is there, but who am I accountable to? I'm accountable to myself. Mm-hmm. But I also have 3 other groups that I'm in that when I show up at the meeting, it's like, okay, this is what you said you were going to do.
Yes.
What did you do this week? And so when you have that accountability in there, I pay for that. Yep. I pay for guys to sit across from me and say, hey, you said you were going to do this. Why didn't you get it done? What's and they don't take excuses.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that accountability is worth more than anything. You take it into sports. Okay, the guy doesn't run the right route.
Yeah,
and the quarterback throws it to the right spot. We probably got a pick 6.
Got a pick, and then also it shows as an interception for the quarterback, not the receiver, right?
Exactly. And so the coaching there is, this is the route. And when you're watching good quarterbacks and receivers work together, it's choreographed. I mean, it just is, and they have the reads, but that doesn't come just by dreaming and by hoping and by wishing.
Yeah.
There's a coach that says you go this far, this far, this far, the ball's right there, touchdown.
Yeah. That's right. And by the way, if it's man coverage, it's this way. If it's his zone coverage, it's that way. And you know what really gets me nowadays is those back shoulder routes, where they say, oh, man, it's supposed to be a deep route, but the receivers or the DBs run them neck and neck with them. So they'll just throw it to the back shoulder, and the receiver will, boom, turn it. It's just amazing.
It is. But that doesn't come without coaching and practice.
Yeah.
Practice and coaching.
That's right.
And it doesn't matter who you are. And that somebody said, well, their comment to me was, well, I don't know that if you have the expertise, and well, maybe for you, I don't. Okay. And I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, John Wooden, we've talked about him time and time again.
Yeah.
Of all the people he coached, do you think he was a better basketball player?
Right.
But he could see what they couldn't see.
Right.
Sometimes what they wouldn't see or were not willing to see. Yeah. And he had that. He just had that ability. I believe that I had that ability, and I can help people like that if they'll answer the questions honestly.
Absolutely. And online, samandritalive.com.
Correct.
samandritalive.com. Sam McCown, Alive and at Peace Coaching Executive Coach. He's a speaker. You can book him to speak at your events. He's a trainer. He can come in and train your organization, and he's also an executive coach. More from Sam in just a moment. I want to go back to Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Fred, give us some of your final thoughts and words of wisdom here.
Words of wisdom. Okay. In our business, homeowners need to be very careful. Basically, buyer beware. There's being a commission-based sale. Be careful of what you hear that's available that may not be needed. And I meet up with a lot of clients, customers, that tell me that the last aluminum contractor tried to sell them everything in the world that they didn't want or need. And I hear a lot of this. So basically, when you do your homework, make sure that you're going to purchase what you want, what you need. There's a lot of upgrades that are not necessarily available. Just make sure that the product is engineered correctly. We're in hurricane season. Everything needs to be engineered correctly. And, once it's installed, make sure that the company can service the product in case there's warranty issues. That's pretty much what I have to say about it.
Yeah, commercial breath, man. I call it commercial breath. Everywhere you look, there's whether it's online, it's like, hey, click here, clickbait. You've got it in sales and one-on-one text messages. Click this link. I get so many scams coming to my phone. Click this link. Here, hey, is this your property? And then it's like a link that I would not even recognize. I'm like, I don't click links. Give me the address if you want more information. So that's good stuff, Fred. Ask questions. That's one of your tips too.
You have to ask questions, no matter what the project is, whether you're buying aluminum enclosure, a roof, a room addition. Make sure that the representative of the contractor or the contractor themselves can answer the questions that you ask. And if they're apprehensive about you asking questions, I would say maybe you better look around for another contractor.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Find them online as well. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Fred Muth, longtime friend of the program. Appreciate you calling in, man.
You got it. Take care. Nice working with you, Sam.
Yes, you too, Fred.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. All right, Sam, so back to you then. Final thoughts, words of wisdom, parting words of advice.
Run to the roar. It's out of Mark Batterson's The Lion Chaser's Manifesto. Set God-sized dreams. Pursue God-given passions. Go after the dream that is destined to fail without divine intervention.
Nice. That's big, man.
It is. It's awesome.
Think big, act big.
Yep.
Go out and get it, and don't let anybody tell you can't.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's awesome, man. Good stuff. All right, we're going to take a quick break here and come back. We got Captain Will Smith Aviation on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and great stuff there from Sam McCown, Alive and at Peace Coaching. Check them out online. All of our expert contributors can be found at consumerqb.com. You can go to consumerqb.com, find all their contact information there as well. And we'll be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is Diane Vance with Fairway Independent Mortgage, a member of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please give me a call for any of your mortgage needs. We do all sorts of loans. If you would like information on a mortgage, you can text me or call me at 727-647-8199. I will take care of all your mortgage needs. Go to my website at dianevance.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the Real Estate Quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. We are in a low inventory market, so any of our listeners are homeowners and would like a free comparable market analysis or a 2.5% listing, we will honor this for the first 3 listeners who call or text in 813-773-1253. Free CMA and a 2.5% real estate listing at 813-773-1253. Check out consumerqb.com. Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We always help you win in your real estate deals. If you're buying, selling, or investing, reach out. We'd love to talk to you and help you get your property sold for top dollar, or maybe you're looking to buy or invest. We can help you win in those negotiations as well, right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. We've got some great listings here in Tampa Bay. Let's talk about a commercial property that we've got up in Spring Hill, Pasco County, 13335 County Line Road, 13335 County Line Road. This is a great opportunity for builder developers right here in Tampa Bay. Now, this property, it's going to be zoned for AG to commercial. It's rezoned to commercial currently right now. 5 acres, and you're close to the Veterans Expressway, so it's a great opportunity for business owners, builders, developers. It's very close to another strip mall and a Publix that is right down the road, so great opportunity there in Tampa Bay. Also, 11724 132nd Avenue in Largo. Now, this is another opportunity for builders and developers to come in and take a look at over an acre of land in Pinellas County. Very hard to come by. It's an income opportunity because you got 2 structures that are currently being rented out. One is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. The other is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. So it's perfect for builders and developers and entrepreneurs. You've got income, cash flow, plus future land use ability. Great opportunities, and you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.com. .kw.com. And every day we'd like to tell you something positive.
Tell me something good.
A school custodian has no longer has to walk to work thanks to generosity from faculty at his school. Chris is the head custodian at Unity Grove Elementary School in Atlanta. And in a video posted on Facebook by the school, the 2 people are seen leading Chris to a car and then putting the keys into his hands. And he's quoted, they're quoted as saying, "Today was one of those days that makes you smile for hours," a spokesperson from the school wrote on Facebook. And, quote, "Through the generosity of our staff, we have been able to bless our head of custodian, Mr. Chris, in his time of need. In the past few months, Mr. Combs and his orchestra have orchestrated collection of funds for him and has found housing and utility payments." And he says, the custodian Chris says, quote, "There is a God," and thanks. And he's extending his hands up in the air. "I've never would have dreamt of something like this. This is mind blowing to me." So there's our feel good story of the day. We always love those feel good stories when they come about here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we're going to go to the phone lines here. We got Captain Will Smith Aviation. Hey, how are you doing, sir?
Good, Brandon. How are you?
Excellent. Blessed and highly favored, my friend.
Yes, absolutely. I'm up here in Prince William County playing a little golf today.
Nice. Okay, the life of a captain, a pilot.
Corporate pilot, yeah.
There you go, on the road. Got some downtime, but You got some serious time when you're in that cockpit as well. What's going on in your world? Falling from the Sky, the movie seems like it's growing more and more legs every day.
Yeah, it is, and we're moving forward. We're starting to pick up a whole lot of momentum now. We've got got a meeting coming up this Thursday, and we're going to get this script and this final treatment done and do a pitch. So we're there. We're in the batter's box. We're getting ready to swing.
Hey, I like it, man. Here. Yeah, that's really cool.
So we're very excited about that. Yep.
Yep, very interesting. Got a good team going on. It seems like you got a lot of momentum, and it seems like the timing is right as well. You know, folks that don't know your story, give us a little insights into your story and what the message and the meaning behind it is.
Well, there was 2 stories, and they went in 2 different directions, but they're coming back together to create something that's just magnificent. One was the wrongful incarceration of myself in front of a bad judge that I had removed from the bench. And then, of course, I had to spend 26 months in prison fighting for my life while my advocates are outside prison fighting for my freedom. With that said, of course, the charges were overturned, and I was exonerated. And from there, I had to start a new life. And I noticed a lot of things coming out that weren't given to most inmates that, the struggles they have, the adversity that they have to overcome. So I decided to write the book about the story. And that blossomed into taking its own direction for becoming a movie. And at the same time, I wrote the second book, which is Ditches to Riches, and that was how you overcome adversity coming out of a situation like prison or overcoming a drug addiction or transitioning for our veterans coming out of military life into civilian life. So this book touches all 3 of those. And we just recently completed the workbook. So now we're creating a course to teach people that are struggling, going through adversity, and have had a lot to lose. Inmates have been institutionalized over long periods of time, how they're going to overcome the objectives that are going to be put in front of them. At the same time, what's paralleling that or parlaying that is the movie, talking about the injustice in some of these courtrooms that we have and what's really going on. If you're going to release somebody back into prison, Brandon, you got to make sure you don't set them up for failure. Or what's going to happen? They're going to go right back to prison. So with the course that I've designed and I'm teaching and we're putting out there to the public to help those, we're going to help reduce that recidivism rate and take some of that money and parlay it into something like health insurance that they may need, housing. We're also with the movie, Brandon, as you well know, some of the majority of the proceeds and profits from the movie are going to go to help with the housing of people that are coming out of prison, or the housing for people that are overcoming a drug addiction, or veterans that have been left to the wayside. So we're really, we're using the community, we're using the story, and we're using everything that we have with the community behind us to help invest in people, invest in society to make a difference.
Yeah, that's super awesome. We're talking with Captain Will Smith here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Will Smith, Aviation, Falling from the Sky, the book and the movie. And Will, I interviewed in yesterday's show. We had Justin from SEM Power Solar Company. He was talking about some of the basically it boils down to political insights, corruption, nepotism, however you want to frame it, cronyism in the power companies. Trying to persuade people not to get solar through the different levers of system that they use. And then you also think about what's going on with the vaccine mandates right now. It's another system that's bad system, pharmaceutical industry versus common everyday people, with all the misinformation, bad information. So the same thing is true to the prison system. It's a business. There's a lot on the line. People have their livelihoods. They've been doing it a certain way for a long time. And then someone like you comes through the system, you get the judge thrown off the bench for inappropriate behavior, railroading, and that type of thing happens. And there's different the Innocence Fund and things of that nature. So almost every industry in America has been seen and shown to be corrupt and have these different types of systems. And I remember I was watching one of the videos or podcasts. I think it was BBC News that said, when it comes to coronavirus and mandates and all that kind of stuff. You have a board member. There's at least one board member that overlaps with the major media companies and the drug companies, the pharmaceutical companies. And then if it's not a board member, it's going to be a husband or a friend or a wife or somebody that's related. So you got nepotism and these types of things ruining our country in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You see it in any level, at any industry. And there's always some corruption somewhere in some part. And it's all driven by the almighty dollar. I mean, really.
Yeah.
That's really what I see is all they care about. They're trying to use other people and trying to use their lack of knowledge against them. And, if you control the media, you control the masses. And that's what we see going on. Fortunate enough for me, I was able to stand up for the people that couldn't stand up for themselves. And I made a point and I made a statement, and it was heard.
Yeah, exactly. That's a big statement that's heard, and you won your appeal. You got out, and after I believe it was 26 months in federal prison. But I love the after story as well, where you're coming out and you're helping prisoners. You're speaking at different prisons. You're giving away your books for free. You're helping to reduce the recidivism rate, and man, that's some really big stuff. You also, Cons helping Cons. Thomas Young, we talked with him as well on the program, doing a lot of good in the community as well.
Yep. And I'm working with Thomas. I'm getting him some workbooks next week, where he's going to start doing his, helping out on his end for teaching. Because I'm one person, I can be in so many places at one time. But with all of us getting together and working as a team, we'll have different areas to set up for people coming out. So there's not overloaded classrooms, and it's closer to their area in case they have issues with transportation. So it's spreading. I did have a good friend of mine down over the weekend, with my birthday. His dad started a prison ministry to help inmates particularly, and he was very excited about it, and he wants to take the same course and put it in the state of North Carolina and Maryland. So I'm already having people ask me, hey, can we use this course in our state? So it just started, and I've already got 2 other states who want to sign up.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. It's like I said, there's so much energy behind this, and God's driving this in the direction that He wants it to go in. And I'm blessed to be a part of this. You're a part of it with me, and we're gonna do some awesome things, Brandon, and change a lot of lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're talking with Captain Will Smith here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. And Will, absolutely right, man. We got momentum. We've got the discipline to see it through. We've got the team aligned with the movie as well. We've got David Yates on and he's successfully produced major movies. I think, what was the economic impact for Dolphin Tale? Like $90 million for Dolphin Tale 1 and 2 for Clearwater Marine Aquarium, the Clearwater Beach, and Clearwater, the city as well. So we've got an all-star team in place making this thing happen.
Yes, we do. It's we're meeting with David on Thursday, and we're getting it all ready to go, contract signed, moving forward. He's got some good movie production companies he wants to pitch it to, and I'm excited about it because this is really going to be the foundation of what we're doing, and it's going to put us the level we need to be at to help people in our community and beyond that.
And investors, it's not too late to get in. There's opportunities for investors, Will?
Yes, there is. There sure is. So if somebody wants to be a part of this and be a part of something bigger than themselves and watch this grow, there's a great opportunity for the investors to get in. And we do the filming here, and we've got their ROI covered by 20%. We've done the risk mitigation up to 80% of their investment. So it's and then of course we got Doug, and then he's done a lot of fund managing for a lot of these movies that David has produced. And we just have the right team. The timing's right. The people on the team we have is right. It's just you couldn't ask for a more perfect situation.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to plug one of our events. I told a friend of mine, James, I would plug one of his events coming up. Patriotic Fireworks presents Live, Love, Learn. October 2nd in 2021 here. Gates open at 11 a.m. Music starts at noon. Fireworks show all night fall. This got some great music, some bands here. Skinner's, Leonard's, Rick Lynn, Clint Byron Band. $20 per carload on Hudson Avenue in Hudson, Florida. This is a great opportunity to get out and enjoy a local event. Again, a great time in Tampa Bay. We have events coming back. We've got our career fair coming up, Tampa Bay's best career fair, Wednesday, October 20th, 6 to 8 p.m., Largo Event Center, centrally located right in the middle of Pinellas, Largo Event Center on 126th Avenue there. Wednesday, October 20th, 6 to 8 p.m. Save the date. Tampa Bay's best career fair coming up as well. And Will, we got about a half a minute left for you. Final thoughts, my friend.
Well, it's every closing. It's about your riches in life are about who you help, and it's just you always want to go out there because you never know who's having a bad day, and just something that you say or experience you have, or just sometimes people just need a hug, because we all go through bad times. We all go through situations in life, and we always have. Everyone is going to go through a traumatic struggle in life. I don't care who you are. You're going to, and it's what defines us is how we help our brothers and how we help our sisters and the people around us get through that. And that's how I found my riches.
Yep. All right. Hey, good stuff, man. Be safe out there. Safe flight back. I want to thank Captain Will Smith, Sam McCown, Fred Muth as well on the program. Thanks to all of our listeners, our viewers out there, our folks tuning in, connecting with the show, consumerqb.com. You can connect and reaching out. We'd love to hear from you on the program. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.